We are live then.
Hello! So, last we left off,
Hello.
they were in the middle of a graveyard chasing around. Well, the NPC that's with them is chasing around dog tags for some unknown reason. Everybody else is doing what they're doing. If I recall correctly, Jonathan was trying to figure out if there's a way to pull the Matrix out of the dying TARDIS.
Can...
Um,
Oh.
Have you tried yanking it?
Oh my
No,
god.
don't do
please
that.
don't yank on the time space machine. You may cause irreversible damage to everything.
And I mean everything.
Just kiss it and make it better.
You know what?
Okay.
Fuck this. Destroys TARDIS and causes TPK.
Oh my
No.
god.
TPK's the universe.
Please no.
No.
So,
That would be the worst outcome.
so you guys are basically vibing, and I will make a note every so often. This ghost does come wandering through, screaming about how he's just like limping, trying to get to this high command thing. Then they fall dead and just lie there, and then they show up like 10 minutes later doing the exact same thing. And they keep colliding with their body, or what can be presumed to be their body, every time they do this, just kind of stuck in a loop. And you guys have been listening to that as kind of background noise as everything's been going on. And he's just been kind of there, doing his thing. What everyone like to do?
Hmm. Percy's just kind of looking at this. He seems kind of sad looking at it. Is there anything we can do to break him out of it?
If he breaks out of it, run. That's all I can really say about those things.
So there's nothing we can do to help then.
I mean, he's dead. What do you expect us to do?
I mean,
We can
he's
help
a.
him pass on.
Yeah, we've done that before.
He's a time wraith. They don't really pass on. They just loop their last moments until eventually they fade out of existence entirely.
Can we force it to accept that it's going to fade away?
Eh,
Would that be a smart idea? Is a better question.
I mean, we could let it go gently into that sweet night.
I mean, you can try if you can even get its attention. As he just waves a hand in front of it and it just passes through his hand.
Question: can we create a ghost vacuum?
I was just
Oh my
about,
god.
I swear to God, when you said, could we create, I thought you were gonna go with Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
I mean,
Out of character. What time period is Ghostbusters from?
1986? Hey, when did Ghostbusters come out?
Yeah, Ghostbusters is an '80s movie, I think.
Okay, so yes, I would know what that is.
84, 85, my uncle says.
Anyway, you just kind of
Maybe late.
question. Do you say that in character then?
Yeah.
No. Wait. Oh, I thought you were asking me.
Yeah.
We need to start saying more things in character, man.
Alright,
We can't just all do it above table talk.
Here's how we do this. You're gonna hook your daughter up to a vacuum cleaner and tell her to target specters, and she will become a ghost vacuum.
Percy just kind of raises
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Percy just raises an eyebrow. Are you sure that's a good idea?
Hold on,
Chloe.
let me roll
I don't think
intelligence.
everything is like that weird ghost movie that people been going nuts about. It's fiction.
We're gonna turn your daughter into we're gonna turn your daughter into Baby from FNAF.
No.
Okay, so Jonathan's gonna just turn around and look at Percy and be like, you know, the adventures that we've been on have been about such strange bullshit that at this point,
There's
I
science
think that
behind it.
a ghost vacuum might even just be possible.
I mean, I wouldn't see any reason to think otherwise. If you guys want to start on that, I'll see what you do about the dying matrix over here.
Yes, size. Is there anything I can do to help you out, Lark?
I wouldn't know how to convince it to drop the defense mechanisms that's keeping this maze going, I'm gonna be honest. But I can tell you that this thing's the source of our problem. Why we can't get out of here.
Maybe I could try talking to it?
I mean, talking may work.
Like, if we caused the Matrix to expend all of its energy, would that not make its defenses drop for a short amount of time before it
You wanna rip a hole in space-time? That's how you rip a hole in space-time. That Matrix is the only thing keeping the heart of the TARDIS from going loose. We need the heart and the Matrix to die at the same time, or decide to shut itself off. If we don't, we all go fucking kablooey.
Yeah,
Jin
let's
looks
not do
around
that.
and he's like, "Where's the heart of the TARDIS?"
That is one I'm not explaining because it'd be dangerous for you guys to know about, but I'll explain it as the TARDIS has a bunch of time-space stuff in it, and the Matrix, or its conscious, sort of controls that and mediates it. Without the conscious to mediate it and protect it from getting out, all this stuff leaves. There's a reason that I'm sure you've noticed the TARDIS that you guys have seems borderline omnipotent. That's because they kind of are. A lot of Time Lord inventions seem to range from low-level sapience to the point where they can feel emotions to flat-out omnipotent at our worst. And I mean our worst because there are weapons we've built that got smarter than us that just don't work anymore.
Wouldn't that be a good thing, though, to prevent destruction?
I mean...
You know what, to be fair, I don't know the personality of these weapons, so...
I mean, the doctor convinced one to destroy Gallifrey, so as far as I'm concerned, we failed in that regard.
Oh.
So, what if we put the TARDIS's consciousness inside of something?
I mean, you could try and root the Matrix. I wouldn't... See, it's been a long time since I've been back in school. And I don't have Jarvis with me to go get my notes.
Hey, Jonathan, I've got a better idea than using your daughter as a vacuum.
That may delete Chloe. Keep in mind.
Never mind.
Oh.
I don't want to kill your...
I mean... Okay, I'll put them this way. They're a consciousness system that isn't really designed to be able to talk. They're... Even the Matrix of a TARDIS is more powerful than any human or Time Lord or any creature of the known world should realistically be capable of normally. Just because they don't have, like, all the... Just because you take the Matrix out doesn't mean that they lack time energy and that they... Or they lack their radiation and that they lack their omnipotence. They still have their omnipotence, and all you're doing is just giving a ticking time bomb freedom.
Yeah, let's not do that.
Yeah.
I mean, you can transfer them into bodies of other things. How do you think we have stuff like Jarvis? They are perfectly capable of shape-shifting and stuff like that, but its shell is gesturing widely at the area that you guys have been wandering through. Likely the remains of it are what we're wandering through.
Jin, he starts to rub his chin for a minute and he's thinking, so could this TARDIS possess somebody?
I mean, it might kill him, but yeah, I wouldn't know. I mean, it could kill him.
With
could
that
keep him alive.
With that sheer amount of power, I would assume it would kill them.
I mean, yeah, there's a reason you're not supposed to look into the heart of the TARDIS. There's a reason I'm not telling you guys much about it other than don't mess with it. There's some stuff that we've built that we don't even understand, and it's not for a lack of trying, it's literally because time in of itself is its own force that no one quite understands. It's like eldritch entities. No one understands them, and no one has any right to, and will likely ever be able to, so it's best just to hope that they work and let them be.
If it's Eldritch,
I don't think it's Eldritch. Is it Eldritch?
in terms of not being able to understand it, probably, but
Because out of
Like
character
a
doesn't.
so-so gesture.
Because out of character
So what?
doesn't Eldritch mean Dark Ages?
Eldritch would be more Dark Ages, though nothing of the Dark Ages remains, at least from what I'm concerned. As far as TARDISes go, we understand mostly how they work. It's just there are some aspects of them that we've never quite understood how they came to be. We understand that they exist, but we don't know how they ended up. For example, the first TARDISes weren't sapient. They became sapient after a number of years, and then any resulting models created or grown from them also became sapient of their own accord. We've never really known how they started becoming sapient, but we've just effectively assumed it's a fact of life at this point.
Y'all don't think that's scary? That these machines just decided to start living?
They're not machines. They've been living things from the start. A machine couldn't handle the amount of power that they have. They're grown, not built.
Oh, alright. I'm gonna have to rejoin. My ride's here.
Okay.
Fair enough.
No
Hmm.
worries.
I will be back shortly, within 10 minutes or so.
Hmm. You seem to know a lot about this.
Again, I went to school for it.
Fair.
I wanted to spend my entire life building these things, building slash growing. It's partially. It goes both ways. You build some aspects, you grow others. And I wanted to spend my whole life working on this type of thing, so I know a lot. I'm just careful with what I tell you guys because I don't want you guys to accidentally muck up the Type 40 that you've got, because Type 40s are
Volatile.
antiquely so, yes. The reason they got discontinued outside of that one was because most of them actually had a mind of their own to the point where it was deemed dangerous.
I mean, ours certainly seems to, but I wouldn't say she's. Well, I don't want to say she's not dangerous, because otherwise I feel like I may get a thing of toast sent at me like she does Jin.
No, it's more so that they figured out ways to be disobedient, as sad as it is.
Hmm.
And in the Dark Ages, if they were disobedient, they weren't useful. So, because they were misunderstood, they tried taking the consciousness out of them, and it resulted in a couple horrifying experiments.
That's terrible.
Now, keep in mind that that model is so early on that I'm surprised it hasn't died on you guys. And this is me being kind of, nice. That by all rights, that TARDIS deserves to be a museum piece, not wandering around. I'm surprised that nothing worse has happened to you guys, other than some radiation exposure. Though, surprisingly, it's not bad levels. Just got a bunch of it on you guys.
Really?
Everything that goes for the vortex gets irradiated at some point.
Is that
I mean,
something
why do you
we
think?
have to worry about?
Unless your species gets exposed to it for thousands of years, it takes a while for it to start messing with your brain.
Okay, so it's not like radiation that humans use.
No, it's not like a nuke, it's the background radiation from the time vortex. Some creatures eat it.
Really?
I know Daleks and Weeping Angels Daleks power themselves with it. Weeping Angels tend to prefer time travelers. But I don't think you guys have met Weeping Angels yet, so I'm gonna keep my mouth shut on those things, because I'll let you guys discover what those guys do.
Gee, thanks.
Weeping angels, are they just like crying angels, or are they something much worse?
I mean, their alternative name is the Lonely Assassins.
You just gotta
They
gulp.
call themselves lonely assassins?
No, that's what everybody else calls them.
Cool.
I'll have to look into it once I get on back on the TARDIS. There's gotta
And
be a
if you
book somewhere.
Now, I guess we ought to try to figure out what to do with this thing, since it's the big issue here.
It's up to you guys.
Hmm.
I mean, we can try any idea. I have to warn you that if it goes wrong enough, something bad could happen to us, or it could not trust us. And I don't think that thing trusts us as is. We're strangers.
Hmm.
We're not their pilots. We're not their pilots, or pilot singular, I guess. I don't know what it was.
Hmm.
Uh,
Out of character. I'm not sure if that's a bad idea or not.
Stay in character then.
Hmm.
I'm not gonna pretend to know everything about the process of them dying. The thing is I never finished school for this stuff. I got pulled out when the Time War started. So since I was from one of those houses where war was everything and we were mostly combatant and military, me going into the academy instead of military was seen as honestly taboo in my family. So the fact that they pulled me out when an actual war started wasn't surprising.
Also, can you please, out of character, confirm that on for me? Because I can't remember if he said anything about that or not.
Yeah, he has said that he kind of studies stuff with that, but
Percy just kind of tilts his head. I mean, I could try and comfort it, but I'm not the best with people. I do suppose we have someone back on the TARDIS. I guess we could, you know.
not with the flux the way it is. He picks up an object, throws it straight. It goes straight up in the air and then loops around and lands behind you guys.
Out of character. Damn it, I thought I was being clever.
Above table, I'm not allowed. You guys are not allowed to take NPCs into scenarios after they have started. If you choose to take Elijah with you out of the TARDIS, then you must choose to do so at the start of the campaign. Likewise,
You
no
mean
one
at the
said that they
start
were
of the,
at the start of
yeah.
the scenario. Apologies. Likewise, no
No.
one mentioned they were taking Cleo with or Chloe with them, so
Yeah. So
we don't have Chloe.
Apologies.
fair.
Apologies.
Rory
I
is here,
completely
but that's because Rory comes of his own volition.
Of course. Meanwhile, I have a feeling Elijah's plenty happy inside TARDIS. Constant food.
Eh. I mean, you could probably see if you could make something out of the, dead parts, but I don't know. Once they're dead, they're dead.
Hmm.
What can we make out of the dead parts to help us in the scenario?
I mean, what would you like to try making? That's the question. I know how all this stuff works. I can help you guys assemble something, but whatever you do, you gotta do it fast because we don't know how recently the raids have been fed, and I don't know how many raids are here. So the longer we stay here, the longer we're at risk for being attacked by time wraiths. So this is when I explain a little bit about how time wraiths work as a haunt. Uh, they never come in singulars. They always come in multiples.
You mean packs, right?
Yeah, in packs. So, basically, if they start a haunt, shit gets weird. I
I'm
mean,
trying to think, like above table. I'm trying to think because I don't have very many good ideas, I guess. But if your needs like something to protect us, like if there is something there that can protect us at all, um, or at least in a way of like countermeasure.
I
maybe
mean,
I
why
should
don't
throw
we?
it back into character.
Yeah, I was gonna say, we seem to go out
I'm
of character a lot. Let's try and keep it
throw
in.
it back in.
I
I mean, we could
know, but
always,
I was speaking more towards the dungeon
yeah.
master.
I
I was
mean, we
like,
can always try. This is Lark speaking. We can always explore around more and see if we can find anything else. It's not like this is going anywhere, and we'll probably always end up back here anyways.
so
That sounds good.
Jonathan's gonna look at Lark and he comes up with the idea. Or sorry, let me put it this way. He looks at Lark and says, "Hey, do you know perhaps if there's any things in here that might potentially act as a countermeasure against a wraith?"
I mean, you got an expendable soul or two stored in your body? Or, stored energy anywhere?
I don't think we do.
Wraiths eat your timeline, that's what they do. So you're gonna lose years off of your life if they touch you. So unless we want that one to start looking at us like a snack, we better get moving.
Agreed. First, he's just gonna grab everyone and start pushing them. Come on, let's move.
Because some people in this group are human, and well, they can't survive. Too many of them.
Aren't we all human here?
I mean, Lark's not.
I'm still not convinced Antonio is either.
Nah,
Your life
Antonio's
reading-
just an entity. Just looks at Antonio.
I mean, her life readings are definitely weird.
What is that supposed to mean?
I mean, I can't get a signal off of you. You've got some serious cloaking on you, so you look human, but I can't tell without the cloaking off. But I don't think you know how to turn it off, do you?
I'm gonna
He's
take the
just dumbfounded
definite.
again, staring, just like, what the fuck you mean cloaking?
Come on, walk and talk, walk and talk. Let's go, let's go.
I mean, it's just an observation.
So, I assume we keep going?
Yeah, it's just endless wandering through a junk pit. You guys find more wraiths, going through here. I'd like everyone to roll perception to see if you guys can find all of them.
Alright, I should probably open up Percy's
That is
sheet.
a nat 20. Holy shit, I crushed that.
So there are 6 wraiths in total.
And I saw all 6 of them.
You managed to spot all 6 of them. There seems to be about 3 female and then 3 male. Some of them are looking to be shooting at things and trying to fight things, but get shot by something and end up dying.
What's
Others
17 plus
are running
34.
around with shrapnel buried in them and trying to get away from things, like the guy that keeps dying in front of the TARDIS. There's one that's trying to work on fixing a damaged vehicle that you find in the area that gets shot while doing that. Though the vehicle itself seems to have been destroyed either with time or everything else. It's completely rusted out. The ghost is convinced it'll still work, though, because they're still frantically trying to fix it regardless of what happens. And then the final 2, which are male and female, stick together and are fighting together and immediately, like, Lark doesn't point them out because they're hard to spot, but you would notice that Lark takes their dog tags and looks at them like almost not only just horrified, but also like clutches them as if with a great sense of relief. Before heading back to the group, though that one they tried to steer you guys away from on purpose, seemingly.
Percy just kind of nod and
Oh, okay.
make sure. Hey, Lark. Out of curiosity.
Everyone who got above a 20 would have seen the last bit, but with like a 15 or above, you could have seen everything else.
So, I do gotta ask, how smart are these things typically?
Typically, as smart as your average Time Lord, they don't believe that they're dead, usually.
So, finding a place to hide in case these things start going after us is, futile?
Not necessarily, if you can find a place that's got enough energy to it that may attract them. The thing is that TARDIS won't work. Even if they even if they start needing to feed off of things, they're not going to attack that, which is weird. You'd think that'd be the obvious choice, but when pilots get genetically imprinted to a TARDIS, we're wired to protect it. So even like this, they won't do anything to harm it. It's probably why it's sitting there dying, because they're not doing anything to help it because they're dead, and it's just kind of been sitting there.
Hmm.
Yeah. After it got blown apart, and its parts have just been scattered about the area like a minefield. Who knows? All these people could have survived the wreck. It's not impossible.
Fair, because by looking at them, it seems like a lot of them were fighting or doing stuff like that when they. I mean, you straight up said that they're just reliving their last moments. So.
Yeah, if this is a graveyard, what likely end up getting dumped here were people who end up dying at the time were. A lot of these don't seem to be regular TARDISes.
Hmm.
There are a couple of casual transport vehicles here, but there's also war vehicles. There's a couple weapons scattered about that I frankly don't recognize, which means that they were employed after I decided to go off on my own. Uh,
Hmm.
I don't know. I'm still leaving what to do up to you guys, because, I mean, I'm kind of out of my element without Jarvis. I could call him here if I wanted to, but I kind of don't want to call him all the way out here with how difficult it is to even get here when I've got a
That's,
way out. But
that's fair. I mean, I like. I'm gonna try and find a hiding place just in case shit does go down, because I don't want to lose anyone here. Okay? So I will be back. I'm gonna go search.
uh, so you are breaking off from the party.
Hmm.
What is every
The way you said that worries me.
what is everyone else doing?
I am looking for potential parts and other stuff that may be useful.
So you do find quite a few parts here that are salvageable. You're just not sure. Even with your knowledge of advanced technology, because Jack did give you a little bit of help with that,
Mm-hmm.
um, it's really hard to understand a lot of what all of these things do and what they're made of. Because you have parts from what appear to be different TARDISes scattered about. Not all of them are intact in like a good way. So you're basically seeing like the guts of what yours would like the one that you guys are traveling around in would look like if it was strewn across about a 3 mile radius, if not bigger. You guys still aren't sure how big this area is. You just know that you kind of wander infinitely till you hit that
I'm just
console again and then go back to wandering
Welcome back, Misty.
every time. Yeah, because it's hard. It's impossible to map this place as well for anyone who does for any like
Uh-oh.
for everyone's consideration. Largely because every time you walk somewhere, paths change.
Oh, so me trying to find a heckin' hiding place isn't gonna work then, because we won't be able to find it again.
Likewise, if you walk too far from the party, Percy will find how far has Percy walked from the party at this point?
You see, here's the point where I'm trying hard not to metagame. Because the way you said, oh, you're splitting up from the party is now setting off my anxiety.
Well, I'll tell you.
We don't want another getting snatched up by a Cyberman incident.
So effectively, what happens is you try and go, yeah, I'm gonna find a hiding spot, and you walk away a bit, or you linger behind, and everyone else turns a corner, and they're gone. Percy, you're back
Uh-oh.
at the console,
Hmm?
and every path around you has once again changed. Everyone else, Percy was straggling behind to look for a hiding spot, but Percy is now gone.
Just damn it!
Uh, it's
You
like.
guys can hear him scream "damn it" in the distance.
You hear Jen just loudly proclaim, Percy!
uh, that microphone is not really that good. I just.
Oh, I'm sorry, hold on.
Nah, it's fine. It's good.
It makes it
I mean, I
really
can
good, I think.
hear, but it's. I can
it's
sort of
Sounds
actually
like
hear, but it. Oh
fun.
yeah, that is much better.
Much better.
Yeah, I was gonna
You
say it
sounded
sounds
like you were
like you're
coming
with
through a
ham radio.
walkie-talkie.
The absolute crust of that audio.
So yeah,
Fucking
Percy is now
stuffed
gone
crust.
from the party.
Oh,
Ow.
I fucked up, didn't I?
Well, see, you guys have been wandering for a bit, so this is where I actually have to roll for things. So,
Percy's all by themselves. Oh no.
so, Percy, you're at the console, and all of a sudden one of the ghosts from earlier wanders up. And this isn't the one that usually is around the console, though. This is a different one.
He'll look at that. You just kind of.
It has seemingly broke its pattern.
He's gonna start backing away.
It kind of looks up at you, and this is the first time you notice it. This ghost actually is noticing you at the moment, meaning it knows that you're here.
He's just gonna say in Galfrian, hello.
You say back, weird accent, but understandable. Where are we?
We're we're in a little bit of a crash site. He just says looking around.
This isn't a crash site, this is the dumping ground, but where's the rest of my crew? Are you here to rescue us?
I mean, we've been seeing the rest of your crew around. Everyone seems to be caught in their loops, but wait, if you're the rest of your crew's around. We have seen them.
Odd.
We're gonna make sure that everything's alright, or okay?
He'll nod and he'll just kind of sit down.
Hmm.
Now, a thing that you do note with this guy, he does keep flicking to a scary red. But as he talks to you, the red kind of dies down. He's like, okay, this is safe person. I'm gonna go see if I can find the rest of them. Maybe it'll give you some help.
No,
and he wanders off.
Why don't you just go ahead and stay here, alright? That way, once we find everyone, we can bring them all back together, okay?
Okay. He'll actually sit down. Or he'll sit down, you know. He'll sit down and he'll go, I can check the readings on the console. Maybe I can get communication back up.
That'd be good.
He's actually going to go to this console and start working around. Looks like comp systems is still online. That's good. I've got luck finding everyone else. I can see if I can get a radio back to home from you.
Alright, sounds good.
And he is going to continue working at the comms. This...
Out of character, I don't know if I just did a good thing or a bad thing.
We will see.
Because, one, that is one less race for the party to worry about, but when we head back to the thing, if we literally have all the wraiths there, we may be in trouble.
You shall see.
I shall panic.
Yeah, for now it seems distracted by trying to get communications online.
Actually, wait. Is the fact that paths keep on changing and stuff, is the TARDIS doing that?
A look at things. I mean, defense systems do seem to be online. Seems like a labyrinth mode was engaged somehow, but the consoles are wrecked. I'd have to go and get to the engine room to figure out what's going on. Maybe it's a glitch. You might want to find one of the twins. They were one of them was one of the engineers. So, admittedly, they were self-taught. Well, self-taught is a rudimentary thing. Anyway,
Twins.
He just shakes his head and goes back to work.
Alright, well, I'm gonna go find the rest of everyone. I'll be back. And he's gonna run off.
He nods. He does flick to red and, like, look aggressive at you for a second, but then when he said he's gonna find everyone else, he just kind of goes back to passive.
So out of character, these guys are ticking time bombs then, even for me.
Oh, great.
Wonderful.
Hit should try and insult them when we see them.
No.
Mhm.
That's not. So,
So I'm gonna try and find everyone.
the party, you mean? Or the raid?
Well, he said try and find the twins.
Sure.
I'm hoping I find the party in the process, but I mean,
Everyone,
basically,
roll
whichever one I run into first.
roll 3d100.
Oh,
Everyone?
Just Percy.
Okay.
3D100. That sounds gnarly. I can only guess what 3D100 is for.
So, the first time you actually barely managed to sneak by another one of the withered Daleks that are wandering around, because apparently there are more of them.
Oh.
Second time, you do find the party. And guys, Percy does get reunited with them, and then I'll talk about the 90 after a bit.
Wait, hold on. Out of character. If I may, the one wraith had like a weapon that could actually take down Daleks, right? Are there other weapons like that? Cause I think I have proficiency for. I think.
So that is the 90. You actually do manage to find a working weapon. You are proficient in this weapon, Percy, and you now have a blaster that is capable of, well, you're now the only one in the party that has a firearm. You don't know how to use the firearm. You just recall some very vague training, and I will need you to roll some mental stuff for that later to see
Alright.
how that goes.
What should I put down for stats for that? Or is this one of those things that we have it for this episode and then the TARDIS is gonna take it?
This is one of those things where it is an old weapon. It only has a certain number. It may not last for a long time.
Okay, so should I bother putting in my weapon thing then, or?
You should bother noting that you have the weapon. However, it is not going to stick around.
Gotcha.
Apologies.
I was just wondering if I should like actually put in stats or something.
Nah, it's basically if you hit with it, it kills it. It runs off the same stats with your bow. That's why you're not keeping it. This is an Oko weapon.
Understandable.
So, Percy finds the party again. He has a gun.
Oh.
And he's like wielding it with a trained eye. As he just rounds the corner and runs into you, and like literally bumps into Antonio.
Look, I'm just saying he was born and raised in Florida for the first 10 years of his life.
Oh, Florida's not where you're getting it from, but fair.
Jonathan is just hunched over.
I'm
as
making
he's
a
looking
joke,
through all
hon.
the scrap parts. He looks over and sees Percy. Is like, oh,
Sup?
so you just brought over a gun, huh? That's what you disappeared for?
Well, I went to go find a hiding place. I got sent back to the console. There was a time wraith there that I talked to. He was rather nice. Seemed scared, but he kept on flashing. He kept on flashing red, but the fact I kept on talking to him seemed to calm him down. I'm very confused by that, but he's at the console basically doing stuff with that.
You went to go try to find a hiding place. This place has
Look, I never said I was smart.
ever-changing paths.
Look, I never said I was smart.
I mean, it's a solid idea if we could stay in a single location, but we'd never be able to get you guys back to your TARDIS that way, and, well,
So he goes. Jonathan asked Percy. So wait, you walked backwards and you made it to the TARDIS?
To the console of the one we found.
Oh.
And oh yeah, by the way, we might want to keep an eye out. The wraith I came across wasn't the one that was supposed to be there. Their paths are broken.
Jonathan's face goes pale.
Probably should have mentioned that.
That's gonna be a problem. If anyone splits up, stick with someone who can actually speak to them, because even though the TARDIS is Alive, I don't think the universal translator is working, and we don't teach English classes.
Huh.
So if we split up, Percy has to go with a group, and I have to go with another.
Percy nods.
Can Lark translate?
Lark was the one saying that.
I mean, I was born and raised there. If I don't speak my own language, I would think that there'd be a problem.
And then Phantom taught me.
Gallifreyan is the one thing TARDISes don't translate because it's what we write the instruction manual in. It's kind of a defense mechanism. Also, it's not meant to be flown by a bunch of humans wandering around. No offense.
None taken.
I don't think you guys are actually flying, are you?
I have no idea what we're doing. We press a big red button.
That's odd. Do you have like auto commands or something running? You know what? I'm not gonna question it. It's probably something of the Doctor's design, and I'd rather stay out of that guy's path. I'd rather stay out of the pathway of that fuck.
I mean,
We did
just saying,
get
if you
scolded
did,
by someone for having the brakes open on the TARDIS.
that was Lark
was
who
me,
did that.
Because
And
you're not supposed to leave the brakes on.
It could also be that you did say that those old types had a tendency to, you know, they had the ability to become disobedient. If she's able to fly herself, she could just be the one flying.
And they can't. I mean, they could fly themselves. I know you can put remote commands in them for them to go to locations and call them to them. But last I checked, it makes I know Jarvis gets pissy if I tell him to go too many places. That's why I avoid it.
Understandable.
It's kind of like you told someone to wait somewhere, and then you're someone went out to town, and you're calling them like a million times, like, oh, can you get this or that?
Ugh. I know the
At
feeling of that.
At least that's what he says it feels like.
Fair.
Above table real quick, I feel like an idiot for saying that one line because I completely forgot that it was Lark that was fixing the thing up.
Now, Lark was making comments on the Doctor's driving techniques and being horrified at the fact that he leaves the damn brakes on. Because that's just a running joke that I kind of like.
It's a very good joke.
Yeah, it's him and River's married couple argument.
It sure is.
I'm just saying, our last session, some things are kind of fuzzy in my head, and so I didn't remember all of it. And
You're
so it kind of.
I'm just glad that everyone is very talkative today. Let's keep this up. This is good vibes.
Yeah.
Because everyone did seem a bit dead last session, I'm gonna be honest, but that's okay. It happens.
Yeah. Sorry I'm a bit dead. I'm just like, whoa.
Yeah. By the way, your eyeball seems confused by this place. It's like darting around looking like it's trying to see things in your pocket. But ultimately it just seems like whatever it's doing, it can't, you're not picking up the emotion you're picking up from it is confusion. It feels like it's trapped here.
Great, field trapped. He actually just reaches into his pocket and just grasps it. Does not like the feeling of it just moving around in there. Stop it.
It looks directly at you, and you just have this sense of, we should, how do we leave? I am lost. What do I do?
Nope.
It is confused by the level of logic in the area. The area has too much science and logic for it. It wishes to leave.
Well, too bad. He just has he's just gripping it in his pocket.
Does he say all. Well, too bad out loud, just randomly?
No. He, okay, the general vibe that this area gives him, first of all, there was the Dalek issue that makes him really nervous, so he's definitely got, paranoid kind of energy surrounding him, but he's also just kind of got a grumpy expression just because of how this eye is reacting. Just stop it. No.
No.
Don't look at me like a lost puppy. I don't like you.
I don't care if there's too much logic for you to survive in this area. If you, I don't care. I don't want your freaky voodoo shit.
Literally.
Above table, we should leave the eyeball here.
Good
Leave
luck.
it trapped in the labyrinth forever.
Good luck.
It'll still come back.
What?
He tried to put it in like 2 boxes, and it just kind of popped out of nowhere.
I mean, you can always
Oh,
test the theory
okay.
by throwing it somewhere and seeing if it comes back.
Like a goddamn yo-yo.
Do you
Yeah,
really
I'm
want
kind
to?
of worried. Like,
Do
what if
you
that
really
eyeball
want to
can
do
hold
that?
it right?
He's got a very complicated relationship with this thing right now.
It's complicated.
Yeah.
Truly.
But Percy just kind of say, we'll have to figure things out. I mean, there were a couple of raids. He did say that there were a couple of raised who would know how to undo the maze thing. He just called them the twins, but I don't know.
Yeah, I would hope. I'd hope Aya remembered what I taught her. If she didn't, I'm gonna go kick her ass.
Oh, he told me they were self-taught.
Yeah, self-taught's one way to put it. She nearly blew herself up trying to invent something one time, so I had to help her out. She's a firecracker. He just looks sad.
He just put
Was.
gentle hand on shoulder and just kind of pat.
I mean, at least I found where they died.
Yeah.
Anyways, you guys should probably focus on getting yourselves out of here. Or all of us, I don't know anymore.
I mean, the thing is, the only way we're getting out is, I assume, if we manage to get someone to take down the...
Or calm it down.
Exactly.
Alternatively, that weapon you could probably just kill it with. Probably just kill it.
I would... He actually has a very kind of haunted look in his eyes. I'm not sure I could kill someone again.
No, understandable. And after a couple hundred, you sort of get used to it. Anyway, let's move on. Starts walking.
Percy's just gonna stand there, just kind of staring at the gun for a bit before shaking his head and following.
Which is weird. Percy's handling this thing with, like, a professional level of skill, yet Percy's from Earth and has never encountered this weapon ever.
You could say Percy has the big iron on their head.
Brain, why is that where you went?
Ah, yes, dick joke.
Wait, no. It's a reference to a song.
I know.
No.
I know, but my brain speaks in innuendos. I'm sorry.
I mean, why do you think our statuses are the way they are right now?
Man, look at that big iron with its heavy caliber.
Oh my god, dude. Also, yes, we did get permission from Derpy to have these statuses, so.
Yes. I just think that they're funny.
They are. Yeah. So. Goddamn Angus staring at this lizard.
Derpy,
No.
can I make my
Also,
status
as
nut
far as-
dealer? It's an anagram for Undertale. It's nut dealer.
It's just...
Okay, or is it just gonna become a game amongst the staff team to see how stealthy of an innuendo we can make in our statuses or something?
We probably
not trying-
shouldn't.
I'm not trying to do none of that. I'm just bullshitting. But
No. Yeah.
So,
Nah. Also, another thing,
continue
as far
on
as
about.
far as all y'all know, Percy never killed anyone on these missions, so.
Yeah, that's
Who
another
is
the only-
statement.
he said again.
Who's the only one that's killed anyone?
Hi.
Oh, oh. We just don't know it. Okay.
Well, he literally just said again.
Now I bring it back into character. I mean, who the hell did you even kill, anyways?
Some people that were going after my friends.
That's enough for reason for me.
Really? Jack said your aspiration was to get into unit. I'm surprised they haven't figured out that you actually murdered somebody.
Oh no, it was on the. It was. It was during the. It was after I joined this party.
Yeah, Percy hasn't killed anyone, to your guys' knowledge.
Besides, it wasn't even the time period I'm from, so I don't know if it would count. It was a time
You'd be
before tech,
surprised.
anyhow.
You'd be
And in the middle of
surprised
the
the
woods.
time. You'd be surprised there is such thing as the time agency that monitors crimes that time travelers commit, but that's a human thing. We used to do that before they were a thing.
Are
So
we
you're,
can? Oh,
you're
I'm
lucky
sorry. I
that
didn't mean to
we're
interrupt.
not the ones monitoring it anymore.
Yeah, you were saying, Jonathan?
Shall we continue down the path, or are we going to try to figure something out?
I hear you talking and walking.
We're talking and walking.
Yeah.
Mm.
The path doesn't really have to be described other than it's like a junk heap, as basically you guys are wandering in the same, like, loop of shit.
So
Oh.
wait, what would happen if we used Percy's gun on Antonio's eye?
Let's not.
Why
I
would
don't
we want to?
think that'd be a good idea.
Okay, fair.
Can I bring that up in character?
Jenna's heavy thinking about it, and anybody who is psionic would probably pick up on a murderous intent.
Oh, delightful.
And don't tell me Jen's also murdered somebody.
Have you, Jen?
We haven't discussed any of this yet. This hasn't been brought up to any discussion, and if it has happened, he sure as hell hasn't said anything.
Man, you've got a lot of murderous intent in the back of your head right now.
Yeah, well, after you get confronted with fear on another level that you can't even comprehend, you might start contemplating murder.
I mean, what type of thing did you guys even encounter?
Jen's just looking
Think
at Antonio's eye.
Lovecraft shit.
You keep saying at the eye itself. It is very much in his pocket.
Yeah, they used to read that type of stuff to us as bedtime stories. I wouldn't worry about it. It's been gone since the Dark Ages. There's nothing to worry about with it.
Oh no. No, it's not gone. It's not gone. We accidentally released something inside of an Egyptian pyramid. It broke a sphinx.
At this point.
It broke an entire ass sphinx.
Hey,
that's a species I thought went extinct.
We could show them the jar of goop. We could show them the jar of goop as proof.
Is someone going to pull out the jar of goop?
Who has the jar of goop?
Yeah, I have
a jar of goop.
I have a jar of goop, and guess what's inside it?
Jonathan looks at you guys, just like, huh? Oh, a jar of goop.
Show him
this?
the thing.
He grabs out the canteen.
So you pour some of it out. It turns
on my hand or on the ground.
Well, you can't see through the canteen. How are you going to show it to them?
I assumed we just straight up putting in a jar after.
I mean, I could say that Jonathan has a jar. He could, like a transparent jar, you can put it into.
That'll be fair,
good. So
honestly.
Like, what would happen? I don't think we should let whatever that jar of goop is out inside of this labyrinth because it's tied to the TARDIS. So let's just put it in the jar.
You put it in the jar. The first thing you notice when you put it in the jar instead of the canteen, which the canteen is very heavy metal. It's not like lead or something like that, but it's metal. Yep. So the thing starts to scream and hiss and move about the jar. And the goop has seemingly manifested into a little ball of tentacle with a couple like 5 or 6 eyeballs that's just banging against the glass harmlessly.
Oh my god.
Oh
Like,
god,
Goop
it
became
looking at
something
this thing,
over
it's like,
time.
what the fuck is that thing?
it grew.
It grew.
He just looks at
What does
Lark.
that
You
mean?
wanna tell me that they're all gone?
Yeah, I'm not even gonna bother logicking that because that's knowledge that only the High President knows about. Like, that's like Forbidden Scroll shit. I don't care. I don't want to get involved with it because I want to be convinced my people are gone, and then I'm not gonna get hunted down under like the suspicion of treason for knowing that that thing exists.
You know, fair, but logic is how the last one disappeared apparently. So
I mean, logic kind of
It's kind
drives
of
these
cute.
things nuts.
how is that thing
It's
cute?
kind of cute. Can we name it?
No, we're not keeping it.
I don't want to
I
name
mean, you
this
say it's
thing.
cute, Jin, but every time you look at it, you hear whispering in the back of your head that's calling you to touch it. It doesn't sound good. It's like the same thing you get when you try and like use any type of psionic on Elijah. It just feels weird.
I don't. This thing. Don't don't touch this thing. Don't touch this thing. It it wants to be touched, and you shouldn't touch it.
I believe that's
I
what we
didn't
call a
need to be
no-no
told, like,
square.
I wasn't gonna touch it anyways.
Yeah, that's
I
what we call a
mean,
no-no square.
Jin isn't paying attention to his hands, but his hands are moving towards the jar.
Percy's just gonna take his hands and pushes them down. No.
yeah. I mean, if you leave it here long enough, it's what you say it is. Logic in this area should just kill it. I mean,
So
being
just
close to a matrix shouldn't do that.
like bury it underneath the scrap and it'll die.
I don't know, like, the way the old fairy tale goes is how, like, the ancients dealt with these things, is they put the universe into logic with the web of time. Once the universe came into logic, all of these things ran for the high hells and outer dimensions that they originally inhabited. I know the
So,
place has a name. I think it's called End Space. But the point is that these things have been gone for centuries,
so
and we'd like to keep it that way.
because the world, um, wa- because the world suddenly gained logic, these things began to disappear.
Well, yeah,
Mhm.
they strive off the exact opposite of logic. They strive off of fear and paranoia, general mania. They break logic. They don't have logic, and creatures that have logic and creatures that don't have logic shouldn't mix, especially if they're psionic. Though, technically speaking, psionics originate from breaking the universe, so that's fun.
So, what should we do with it?
Uh, let it scream in the jar forever. I don't know. I'm not an expert on this stuff as far as I always thought this was a fairy tale till you showed this to me. This is something you'd tell your. This is something that my older cousins would tell me in the middle of the night with absolute glee, watching me shit my pants.
Okay, then
Now,
I
Your
guess
other
we'll
granted,
just
cousins
my
leave
sound
it
like
here.
adult.
assholes.
I mean, we were all adults. It's just weird. I don't know. I still envy you guys for getting a childhood.
Childhoods are overrated.
My dad was a drunk.
There.
Out of character, we got backstory, everybody!
I'm just
Round
okay
of applause.
and why Jonathan just shared that his dad was a drunk very randomly.
I mean, it's something.
No,
Ah.
Percy's gonna look at him and he's just like, hey, so was my mom.
Are
Oh.
y'all related?
Okay. I don't think so, because my mom wasn't a drunk.
Now my mom owned a vineyard and drank all the stock.
That
Oh,
sounds like
God.
the worst business model in the universe.
It kinda is. I do kind of wonder what happened to her. She and Dad were a bitch.
You can always go check one day.
I do not want to be hearing my old name again.
There. What do you mean old name?
Old name.
Yeah. So you changed your title at some point, or?
I guess you could say that.
Fair enough. He just keeps walking.
Come on, let's go.
So, you do eventually find more of the wraiths. Interestingly enough, you guys do actually get to witness something, which is how the wraith killed the Dalek. And you're not sure what's more horrifying because you basically watch the wraith walk up through it firing at it, and just touch it. And the thing rusts to ash.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my. Jin just had an idea upon witnessing this. Jin is thinking about throwing the jar of goop at the wraith.
Oh, dear God.
Did we leave the jar of goop in the area, or did we keep it with us? That's
you guys
the question.
have a jar of goop on you if it's in your inventory.
Oh
Okay,
God, I'm
so
not sure how bad of an idea this
so
is, or
Jon-
how
so-
brilliant.
So Jonathan is just holding the jar of goop. Okay.
I mean, you could try. I'm not sure it would go well. But, I mean, don't
we
know.
had to.
I'm concerned. I think my ideas are a bad influence.
Percy just looks
Not
at him and
a
shit.
bad influence.
Percy just looks at him and just like, oh, you're just figuring this out now.
Jin looks at the jar of goop and looks at Percy, and he's like, I'm gonna throw it at you.
Bitch.
It's like, guys, don't be fighting.
I mean, throwing it at Percy probably wouldn't do anything. He's already tainted in a degree. So am I.
What?
So are you, looking at Jim.
What?
And I don't want to
Tainted?
even guess how tainted you are if that thing was trying to go over to you, Antonio. I've been seeing that thing moving into your pocket. I don't know what it is, but you've clearly tamed one of these fuckers.
So
I'm not tainted, am I?
Nope, you're not. You're surprisingly normal.
Jen's concerned at the phrase, I'm tainted. What do you mean I'm tainted? Tainted by what? How am I tainted?
I mean, that's where psionics kind of comes from. It comes from the breaking of logic in individuals that have either willingly, like us, tainted themselves, or unwillingly become exposed to it.
like so. Just gestures to Antonio.
Sometimes people are willingly exposed to it. Other times it just happens as they were born at the right place and right time. Or they have a family member that had some sort of heritage with it.
When you're talking about people
so like my uncle.
I'm thinking about Artorias the Abyss Walker now.
Oh.
I mean, people go into it willingly. I mean, yeah, if your uncle had any degree of being able to like do weird shit like talk to ghosts or
Yeah, he could talk to the dead.
Yeah, that'd be weird.
I'm literally
like
trying
a
to seduce
manifestation.
that.
Out of character, I didn't hear you. What?
I said I'm literally trying to seduce death.
That's seduced to one of the mentees. That wouldn't necessarily count, but I mean, you could probably talk to the dead if you butter her up enough.
To be really honest with you guys, I don't really want to throw this thing. The thought of letting this thing out kind of scares me.
Well,
this
is a place of logic.
What is the goop doing right now with it out in vision range of the wraith and vision range of the party? What is the goop doing?
The goop is kind of like in the corner of the jar, trying to get away from the wraith and the party at the moment. It looks overwhelmed by everything around it. Like, what you're getting off of it in the emotional sense is it's afraid. It wants to go to you because it is afraid and it needs to be stronger in order to overcome in order to overcome its fear.
Well, if it's scared of the wraith, why don't we just leave it for the wraith?
Well, are we sure this thing's like hostile? Like we
I mean, they've broken their patterns, and Lark said if they broke their patterns, run.
Well, yeah, because they're obviously, hungry.
oh I
Time
meant that
wraiths only
I
exist as long as they're stealing time from other people. That's the only
I,
reason these guys are still here is probably because they keep eating the fucking Daleks. I'm gonna be honest.
I meant
Or, well,
the
that one just ate a Dalek, so shouldn't it be
I was
fine?
talking about the goop. Do we know if the goop is hostile?
I mean, I don't know. You'd want to talk to a historian on that, but someone decided to blow them all up, so we don't really have a historian for that.
I'm not gonna trust anything from the Dark Ages.
I mean, hey, wait, you guys said you had like a weird guy on the ship that does a lot of weird shit, didn't you? Have you guys told him about Elijah?
We did not.
I don't remember.
We
I
did
mean,
not. And something. Do you think that Elijah would have hid during that while he
would've-
was on the TARDIS? Okay, he's the exception. And even then, it's a mild trust. I
I was
still got
gonna
my eye
say
on him.
you got a greater vampire wandering around. That's not good. You want to know what this shit is? I'd give it to the vampire and have it eat it and just leave it at that.
I
It
mean,
might make the vampire more hostile and stronger, but at least it gets rid of it and you can always kill the vampire.
well, here's the thing. Elijah seems to be different. He straight up refuses to tell us about it because it'll make it stronger. He,
And he's a fool, but
I mean, he seems like a actually legitimately good guy, which is weird for me to say. Every single fiber of my being is telling me to fuck him up, but
I mean, if you'd come out of the closet about what your actual deal with him is, I'd be able to tell you, but you haven't come out of the closet yet.
not happening.
You know what? Fine.
Look, I'm just not. I'm one day. I'm not ready for that yet, though. And he just kind of whispers into Lark's ear, especially with how they kind of reacted to all the aliens on New Earth.
Well, Lark is just gonna say out loud, I mean, that doesn't prove anything. They know you, they don't know people on New Earth. For starters. For second, that was the bounty hunting district. Despite the no guns rule, people still do shoot each other. That's the one area of New Earth that the cops won't go because, frankly, it would take a military battalion to even make a dent in the number of people there.
Fair.
The law doesn't really apply.
Fair.
Yeah, in case you didn't notice, that Dalek in him, Crystal, or not Crystal, that Jonathan bought, that's actually illegal.
Is he called Crystal?
No. That's
No.
actually illegal goods. You're not supposed to sell that. That was a black market seller that people go to for all kinds of weird parts.
Jonathan looks at this stuff and he's like, well, I have it. Oh well.
I mean, it's useful. Technically speaking, you're not even. Technically speaking, it's whatever. But just
What they don't find out won't hurt them. Or won't hurt
exactly.
me, anyways.
Plus, the likelihood of you guys running into a time agent is very low. Those fuckers are usually wandering around in historical events, making sure someone doesn't decide to kill Hitler or something stupid like that.
Except Jack.
Jack keeps Torchwood from doing something stupid. I'm gonna be honest.
Percy just kind of growls at Torchwood. Those
I mean,
fucks.
yeah, those fucks. Apologies, but I do kind of work for them at the moment.
Percy takes a step back.
Okay, Jack wrote me in for one. For two, I was tired of them shooting me.
So you joined them. How are you not dissected?
Because apparently, after Unit went downhill and ended up as a partner, and the two organizations ended up merging, they ended up actually getting better.
Percy's eyes just kind of widened at that. What do you mean by that?
I'm not allowed to tell you anymore because you're from the 80s. That's definitively something that's not going to happen for at least 40 years.
Yeah, well, if I'm gonna be concerned about that, because I was literally supposed to go off to boot camp before I got, yanked.
You
I'm,
decided to go.
yes,
If
but,
any of you had said no or wanted to leave, you probably could.
I'm not saying I'm mad I got yanked. I'm just saying, I'm gonna be worried if you say that unit's gonna go downhill.
Okay, UNIT is funded by the UN, right?
Yes.
Okay. If the UN decides that UNIT's not worth funding, UNIT goes down, right?
Yeah.
Who do you think people in the UK would give all of UNIT's resources to if the organization lost its funding, including their staff? Because they're the only other people on the aisle that know how to handle that.
Percy goes pale. What about Cameron? Did they get him?
I can't talk about Cameron. I can't talk about more about this. Just like I can't talk with you about Crystal. This is stuff that's from your future, and I probably should just shut up.
Everyone keeps on saying that. Fine.
And if you go looking for answers before you have them, you're eventually going to end up ruining your own timeline, just so you're aware.
He just shakes his head and just keeps on walking.
Sorry about that, everybody. Everyone went quiet.
Nah, yeah. Oh, sorry.
Do you want to throw the goop at the time wraith?
Oh dear.
Oh,
I killed the vibe with what was going on. I'm sorry.
It's fine.
I mean,
To be honest with you, I almost don't want to throw it at the Wraith, but I guess everyone just take a vote.
yeah, everyone vote now. In the chat, say throw it. Say okay. Everyone in favor say yeet in the chat on Roll20, and everyone in the trouble, everyone who's against say yoink.
Yoink.
Yeet or yoink.
Yoink. I want it. Yoink.
Fair.
Yoink so badly.
Let me keep.
Horrible idea.
Tell you what.
Yeet!
If you yeet it, I won't have an eldritch pet.
We don't want an eldritch pet!
I'll tell you what. I will, if Jin agrees to touch it, you can. I will just definitively say yoink.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Don't touch it.
You say you want it as a pet.
Jen swallows.
He's gonna eat the fucking thing.
Jen...
Let's
Jen
not.
swallows.
Are you just going to drink the canteen? Or the
Jen
container?
swallows and looks at it, and he's looking at everybody right now in the party. He's trying to get a read on everybody on the party as a wry smile crosses his face.
Percy's just like, yeet it. Yeet it hard.
No.
Honestly, I'm
think
just
that's a good
curious
idea.
as to what's gonna go on.
Jonathan is leaning towards a yoink.
Hey, Lark. You want to see something badass?
He just raises an eyebrow.
Jen grips
Is
the
this going to
canteen
be-
and chugs it.
Oh
It's not in a canteen, it's in a jar.
Roll me
Same-
a con and a
same then.
sense motive.
Oh my god, guys!
Con
I'm
and
sorry.
sense-
My intention here is not to get killed. My intention here is nothing. I want to see what happens. I just hope it's not horrible. Okay?
Bruh!
Somebody roll for me because I'm not on my computer yet.
I think you just threw away your character.
I took away my character.
I think you
No.
just threw away your character.
Oh no!
Because that's
Oh,
not
no.
something that death can bring you back from, remember?
Oh fuck!
And even then, you were out of uses.
Oh shit! Yeah. Well, no take backsies. So
And that's
Fuck.
a 9.
So Jin flat out passes out. Hold on, I need to go get. I'm being yelled at, so we're gonna call break. So
Oh
you
my
guys can
god.
all
Okay.
discuss what's gonna happen.
Look,
But
I'm
last
so
thing
sorry.
before break is Jin just falls passed out on the ground.
I'm just so sorry. I'm just so sorry. I was asked a question. Come on. Like,
Yeah. I will be back. I'm going to go grab something to eat.
Jesus
All right.
Christ. Yo, at worst, I don't know. Either I could vomit this thing up and it'd be alright, or this could turn into a venom thing.
Oh god. Let's not get a venom, please.
I don't want a
I don't
venom.
want this to be Venom.
No one wants
I
a
don't want a
venom.
venom thing. No, no venom thing, but
Actually,
God,
that would be
could,
hilarious.
Oh my god, no.
what?
Derpy, no!
Like,
It would be
Now-
hilarious, but at the same time, I don't think that we want this
In the
specific
party.
creature to be our Venom.
we don't know
Hey, yeah.
anything
This thing
about
does
it
not
yet.
love.
I will be
We don't
back.
know-
I'm going to go eat.
All we know is that it came from the most horrible monstrosity we've encountered from this entire session, from this entire D&D session ever. This thing is practically the offspring of whatever the fuck that was.
Oh, Jin,
Honestly-
how do you feel about just swallowing a shard of Yogg-Sothoth?
Um,
Oh dear.
What
dude,
happened?
I'm losing my
I
fucking
feel
mind over
cool.
here. I can't believe I was presented with an option like that.
You chugged the whole thing down. Okay, so imagine Jonathan's face is like,
So I
He's
hate
looking
to
at you
interrupt
like,
this,
what?
but I do need to pull Jin to Nocturne's Lament quick to discuss what this means.
Oh no. Okay, alright, I'm ready. Just shank me.
I'm gonna go get food or something. Just real quick. I need a snack.
Jin has gone to the principal's office.
Has gone to EVDB.
So, I don't know what this means, and it kind of scares me. Jonathan's face is lit up right now. He's like, what?
Like, did I just watch him die? For
Did
real?
I-
Again?
That's kind of what he's feeling, because he doesn't want to lose his best friend. Throughout this whole journey together, they pretty much made good friends with each other.
Yep, he come this far, and he keeps killing himself over and over again. And this time, with an eldritch being.
I don't understand it. I don't understand it. I regret putting this thing in a jar. I regret even taking it with me. I just put the thing in chat. I regret all my life's decisions up to this point in the game. it's just a really crazy moment. By the way, I finally beat Elden Ring after such a long time of playing this game. Got up to the boss. This game took me 77 hours to actually beat it.
Wow.
This this boss, it became such a goddamn headache because I can't do this boss all by myself. I just can't because a lot of the moves are very unpredictable and it's very hard to dodge. A lot of them. I mean, you have a rolling mechanic and it does have invincibility frames,
Mm-hmm.
but those frames are very
But
tiny.
timing the frames, oh goodness. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
that would drive me mad.
I just and here's the thing. I have a heavy load as my setup, which means all my rolls are very slowed and sort of staggered, which means when someone goes in for a very fast combo, one roll, and I get up and I just get fucked. I just get screwed up so hard. People with faster rolls can easily dodge that stuff. I can't. Being a tank is hard.
Okay, I am back. I'm sorry.
Hello.
You're good.
I just needed food. Desperate need for food.
So after beating the final boss in that game, I was finally met with a really good weapon that makes rune farming in that game much easier, especially at that one spot in the game. I know most of you guys are probably asking, wondering, like, what the hell is he talking about?
I know nothing about this game aside from a few clips I've seen.
I don't know if you're interested at all in playing.
Yeah, probably not.
I've been doing bosses with Misty. Me and him have been going in and just destroying bosses after boss just because my character is overpowered.
Hello.
I made someone happy. I'm happy now.
Yeah.
Oh my fucking god. Oh my fucking god.
When shit hits the fan, but the DM had a plan.
So, did you die?
Christ.
No, they didn't die.
I did not die. I did not die.
Jonathan, you're alright. He's
Yeah.
alright.
Yay! Yay!
Yeah, I'm definitely fine.
I'm definitely fine.
Yeah, until you run across the sun.
Oh fuck.
Oh,
Okay.
goodness.
I can't wait. No, y'all don't even know. Y'all don't even fucking know. Y'all ain't.
Sun's deadly laser.
I can't even say shit right now. Y'all don't even know. I'm losing my fucking mind.
I have pancakes. Question with like everyone with pancakes, does everyone like rip pancakes apart and dip them, or do they just like eat them whole?
I
Like pork and stuff.
I cut them. Like
Yeah,
I
I
cut
do
them
slices.
into
I just put
bites.
like
Yeah.
I put like a little bit of butter on top sometimes, and then just. I have a very weird way of doing it. Is I pour like a dollop of syrup on the top, and then I use my fork to spread it around a bit so it's
I
not
guess
saturated.
I guess it depends on how big the pancakes are, because sometimes you
Yeah.
get really small pancakes, and for those you can kind of just you can eat them without cutting them.
Yeah, I prefer rip and dip, but fair.
I do
Also
too.
depends if I'm eating just eating with people. If I'm eating with others around, then I'll usually like do the polite thing of like cutting them and stuff.
Is there a lot of dead ones in there?
Yeah, there was.
It is cold.
Yeah, actually.
He's not dead.
Okay,
No.
Above table, I will confirm that he is not dead, but
I'm back.
things are happening, and I'm excited
Wait.
for things.
Did you guys keep on going?
No.
We've been discussing the fact that Jin just dropped like a sack of fucking hammers.
I can fucking tell.
Hey, look, man. Look. You know, Jin might be fucking insane at this point. You know, at this point, like, I don't.
After
even,
that, I
might
assume
be.
so.
I can't even.
He might be.
I can't even explain my own action here. So, like,
This is just Jin. This just seems like what you're doing, like out of both as a player to me and as a character with Jin. Just don't follow me. I'm lost. I don't know.
okay.
Yeah, no. If everyone's here, we can resume.
Holy fuck. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So Jin,
Good.
upon consuming it, drops like a sack of potatoes, and is.
Can I try and catch him?
Yes.
All right. Where did I put my? I put it back in the case. Reflex?
Yep.
Alright, so... That's a 9! Most of that was from the modifier. So my fucking... Percy just dives to catch up and just misses. Because that was a 2 on the dice.
Is Jin doing anything? Like, is he sweating profusely? Is he...
Convulging.
Does he look different? Like, does it look like the color is faded out of his face?
I'm immediately looking him over.
All medicine.
Alright, that's better. 17 plus 19, 36, I think? Is that 36? Man, we got really quiet after the break.
Apologies.
Just let us get
I have
distracted.
to read
Apologies.
things. And try and figure out stuff. The wiki is not being very helpful.
Damn.
Here it is.
I'm kind of curious. What was the NPCs around us reaction to this?
Larka looks horrified and confused, but they're not really unsure. Rory, who has been mostly just hanging out, is joining Percy in the medicine check, which is going to grant Percy a bonus.
Yeah.
The first thing to note about Jin, he's not breathing, but he seems perfectly fine otherwise. Like, everything is still working despite that.
He looks so
Okay,
fucking...
So despite not breathing, he still has a pulse and everything.
So, what I'm going to try and do is I'm going to flip him over to his front and try and stick my fingers to the back of his throat to make him puke it up.
Alright.
With
So you
my
do
36, would that work?
I was gonna try to go up and Jin poke him, just be like, "You okay there, man?"
So, he does throw up, but he doesn't throw up the thing. He throws up a mixture of birthday cake and black goo.
Oh,
But
no.
it's not the main mass of the thing. It doesn't come back out.
Ah, fuck, that's not good.
That is kind of disgusting.
Why would he... I mean, he's not breathing, but he's still got... He's gonna...
He's by the time you actually think to recheck him, he's breathing again.
It's fair.
Jin, are you okay? Talk to
No
me, Jin.
response.
He's just gonna try and like slap the side of his face.
Nope.
Oh, fuck.
So he's just unresponsive. Okay, so what's going on again? Is he standing up?
He's on the ground.
I'm definitely on the ground.
Oh, is he passed out?
He
Wait.
is
Bro,
passed out. He
I'm
dropped like a sack of fucking
potatoes.
hammers.
Okay. Then why the
You-
hell were we doing all this stuff?
You could definitely call it comatose.
Because we've got two people, trained in healing, and we're trying to bring them back up because someone decided to drink at Eldritch Horror.
Oh, fair enough.
I was just trying to
Rory's
impress
just-
Lark, that's all. I just thought
Can't
Lark
you
would think it
press
was cool.
Lark?
Oh dear lord.
I feel like surviving this is what would impress Lark.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, probably. You have to understand that Lurk is a survivor of the Time Lord. They've seen some shit. This is shit they haven't seen though, so they're kind of like standing there watching this mentally, like looking at Antonio, looking at Jin, looking at the party, and then just it looks like they're mentally rebooting. And Antonio, this is a face you're sure you've made many times.
Honestly, this is probably the face that he's making right now. Like,
So
I'm
you're
just
outside
thinking.
mentally rebooting.
No. I got the best meme
Yeah.
for this. It's the Microsoft Windows boot up a sequence that you hear from like the old Windows 98 computers. You all know that. You all know that sound, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bah.
Antonio definitely has like the face of worry and why the fuck did he do that?
You
And
guys
like he's
hear
pacing back and forth.
It's either
and
that or it's the AOL. It's
You
either
hear
that
the-
or it's the AOL.
yeah, yeah. You hear the AOL dial-up sound coming out of Jin's mouth? No, I'm kidding.
Actually, I found another meme that may summarize what Jin is doing mentally at the moment, like what's going on inside of his head. Hold on. There you go.
What?
Soup, drink, soup, relax, soup, taste, soup, 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 soup. Eldritch soup, soup, soup.
Cups that I need, actually.
Eldritch soup, and also because they have this one just on backlog. So, I assume Jonathan is going to pick Jin up. I'd like you to roll strength.
Well, me and we were
easy.
looking him over.
Oh, okay, never mind. It's not easy.
It does not seem that you guys can do anything for him at the moment, because you're not sure what you'd do. Beyond the fact that, like, he looks comatose, all his vitals are fine.
So I tried to pick him up, and John struggles for some reason.
Fuck, what do we
What's Jonathan?
do?
Clark just shrugs.
Why would he do
Alright.
that?
Or he's just... All I can think of doing is getting him back to the medical bay.
The problem is we can't get back to the medical bay. We're currently trapped in a TARDIS's labyrinth.
I know that, but...
Lark, you said that you knew these twins. You knew the twins. The person at the console said that they would know how to turn off the labyrinth.
You know, if you want to just take him back to the... wrong voice. If you want to just take him back to the console, I can see about talking to them.
The thing is, there's a time wraith there that I told to stay put.
I mean, if it hasn't gone back to its loop, I mean, fair.
There. Come on, let's... I guess I can talk to him and hope it doesn't try and drain off of all of them.
I mean, if it decides it wants to do something, offer yourself up because you'll have the least long-term effects. But at the same time, I wouldn't take that lightly, because there's a certain energy that I think you know that you lack. That would be important for this type of thing.
He nods. I'm aware. Look, let's just bring him back.
If push comes to shove, I've got something that may help with that. But anyway, he run off. Rory's actually going to follow Lark just in case. Ooh, you guys are gonna make your way back to the console?
Try.
That's what it looks like, yeah.
Alright. Making your way back there is easy enough. The maze seems to be all these squares make a circle where even if you don't know where it is directly, if you think about trying to find it, you usually turn a corner and it's there.
Is the time wraith still there?
Both of them are working at the console trying to figure out what's going on. And actually,
Both
the one that was wandering in that path, and another one that you're not sure how it got there.
He's just gonna push the others back a bit. Stay here. I'll go talk to him. He's just gonna go forward. How's it going?
Well, when you walk up, they are talking amongst themselves about like how to fix it, and like if it's even worth fixing. It's just a broken shell at this point, kind of a thing. Relatively well. We can't get communications back up to. I can send out a signal. It's just it seems like anything we have that would receive it is just gone. I mean, there's one more TARDIS nearby, but you're not gonna get a signal to a Type 40. That's like trying to signal a. It's like trying to signal a spaceship with a bonfire.
Yeah, no, that's how we got here. So, unfortunately, that group's already here.
That museum piece? Are you serious?
It's a long story. Yes, actually quite well. She's very sassy.
Fair enough. Well, this is practically dead in the water. It's still alive, but. You find everyone else, or?
We're still looking. One of ours got knocked out in the process, so we're stepping back a bit.
Leave him long enough, he'll probably just regenerate.
Fair. Out of character, he's not gonna explain this. It's just like, yes. Let's not tell them that these are humans and, you know. But, we haven't been able to find the twins yet. Any luck at all with the labyrinth?
So, apparently it's because it's dying. It doesn't want to die alone, or it's trying to call out to get help, which is weird, because we're right here. Maybe it just can't see us?
I'm wondering if this is a bad idea. God.
Today's been full of bad ideas, so I'd just say try something.
Yeah, but here's the thing, out of character, hun. Like you said, I lack a certain something. So if I die, I die.
Oh dear.
Yeah, but you know.
And we can't exactly use Jin's death water if he's out.
No, you guys can use the water. You just have to take it out of Jin's pocket. I never said it was restricted to just Jin's use.
Yeah.
Did somebody die?
No. Not yet, anyways.
I'm debating on if what I'm planning to do if I piss these guys off, if it's gonna count as a permadeath.
I'm not going to make it a permadeath. I'm not going to be mean with that. Like I said, I'm not even making Jin's thing a permadeath when, by all rights, he should probably be wandering around as some form of twisted monster.
Thank you. He's just gonna sigh. I know why they can't see you, but you can't get upset. Okay?
Okay. Well, look confused.
Y'all technically aren't alive anymore.
So everyone would witness both the wraiths turn red. Percy, roll diplomacy for me.
I have a -2 to fucking. Oh!
What?
Oh, I could never hope for a better nat 20.
The perfect moment to get it, huh?
So,
Yeah, really.
So that's a 19. So that's an 18 then.
You know that would explain the body over that we've been trying to piece together as well as your dog tag, as he points at the other guy, at the other guy. I mean, it kind of would, wouldn't it?
I'm so sorry.
You're fine. I mean, you guys would watch the race actually start to crack, like shattering glass. People die. Well,
Okay.
just answer one question.
Yeah?
Did we actually win? Or was all of it for nothing?
Yeah. Yeah, you guys won.
They kind of looked at it, smile, and then they just shatter like panes of glass.
Well then.
Johnson's just staring in confusion. Like, oh.
Yeah, because you guys couldn't understand any of that.
Yeah.
Percy just seems kind of stunned.
Someone is better at persuasion than he thought.
With a nat 20. That's cheating.
Bonus because you're speaking their language and you're not trying to talk to them in a language they either don't understand or aren't going to listen to.
Oh, fair. So does that cancel out the -2 then?
I don't give you guys what bonuses I confer based on special shenanigans. I'm sorry.
That's understandable.
I can just confirm that they do indeed exist.
He's just gonna sigh and look to the console.
The console emotion upon having that happen is just... It was kind of like hopeful and like trying to ping out like it was slightly hopeful but a lonely signal. Now the light just kind of starts to fade out bit by bit, especially when the twins come back and once they're back it just shuts off. Because Lark does come back with the rest of the Wraith eventually, but as soon as Lark says that they're back and nothing happens, the console just shuts off.
Percy just kind of sighs.
The one last thing that does happen, though, the screen does flicker on. And you would get an extreme sense of guilt and sorrow before the thing just shuts off. You can roll sense motive to see if you figure out what was going on there. But after it shuts down, the wraiths kind of dissipate.
Alright, so 18 plus 4? So that's 22.
It died of grief.
So did we figure out the problem?
Fuck, I still ended up killing it!
It died. It died of grief. Its pilots are gone, it died.
Damn, that's rough.
Percy just kind of... He just kind of droops.
look over at that and just go, in your defense, when their pilots die, most TARDISes ask to be junked. Jarvis is kind of the exception. Because I'm still around.
Fair.
But, most of them don't last long without their pilots. We're symbiotic. If one dies, usually the other does too. It's not gonna be... TARDIS won't last long without their pilot. They provide us shelter and everything, and we provide them... Well, we keep them in shape. We cure their ailments. We heal what's wrong. We provide comfort. And company. If one or both of those things disappear, it gets harsh on us. AKA, species symbiosis.
Yay!
Except when it's not. Sorry. I should be laughing.
You're fine.
I'm happy session going well. Everyone's been so talkative today.
Yeah. Fuck, why am I crying now?
I think it's just I've had quite enough sleep today.
Sleep is good.
Mess with the sound real quick.
So it's about this
Sleep
time that
is
Jin,
good.
you'd
Wish I
actually
got
kind
more.
of finally managed to wake yourself up. Upon waking up, Jin, you have a massive headache. But, if you guys would like, I can leave you guys wandering back to the TARDIS and we can pick up on this later, unless y'all want to keep going, because it is about, like, 8. We've been going for about, like, 2 hours now.
I mean, what do y'all think?
That is fair. I'm good to keep going. If everyone wants to.
Honestly, same. Fandom, what about you? You didn't get much sleep last night.
I'm chilling out at this point. Like, I'm popping in when I have to and stuff like that, but, like, I'm good to continue. I don't feel very sleepy or anything, so...
That's very fair.
Keep going. So you guys do eventually manage to wander back, and, well, you put Jin in bed.
Yeah, no. Percy's immediately taking him to the medical wing and looking to Elijah. So, someone decided to be an idiot and swallow Eldritch Abomination goop that seemed to have grown a consciousness.
And I can tell that very easily.
Is there anything we can do for him? Other than
I
punch the
can
little
teach him how to live with his new adaptations, potentially, if he has any. We'll see if he comes out of this still human.
So there's no...
Oh.
So there's no doing anything about it outside of that, then.
You're lucky he hasn't mutated into a monster by this point. And
I'm
tried to kill
surprised.
you. I don't know what's going to happen when he wakes up. I just need to monitor him.
Alright.
On the bright side, he should wake up at some point. Whatever state he's in, we'll see.
When he
Jin
does...
is a very strange fellow. Has been since he started this journey.
I mean, when he does wake up, let me know. I am another punch.
Alright, please don't punch him. You'll just exasperate it.
Yes, I am. What made him think it was a good idea?
That seems it's already started, especially with you. I'm
What do you
going to have
mean?
to ask you to leave.
What do you mean?
You get Violet with me for a very specific reason. You never seem to comment on it why, but I do notice it. And if it applies to all individuals of this nature, I'm going to have to ask you to leave until I can determine if he's a danger.
Oh no, don't worry. I'm always aggravated at him, even before this.
Well, then it's about to get much worse.
Fine.
He just needs rest and recuperation. Eventually he'll be back up again, and we'll see what state he's in.
Okay.
Now, I trust you guys. Just need to let pilot you guys back, and I'd recommend everyone just have some rest and relaxation.
Okay.
Fair enough. I just, I'm very. What is the word? God damn it, my brain has. Oh, brain draw blank.
Sorry.
I'm gonna go see. I'm gonna go see if I can get a drink. He's just gonna walk off.
I said that above table, by the way, because like my brain really did draw a blank. I was looking for the word and I was like, ah, god damn it. What is the word for when you're worried about something?
It's called concerned.
Yeah, that's it. Jonathan is very concerned for Jin's current state.
So, everyone, like, takes a bit.
What?
Also, I assume after that I'm getting fucking drunk.
Yeah, Percy's drunk off of his ass.
He's just gonna be in his room just talking to himself.
Roll me a constant, will save.
Oh, that's not good. That's an 8.
There's a stray dog going mad in Percy's room, apparently.
Oh boy. Basically.
And you guys would be able to hear this vaguely passing the room, but it's weird.
Jonathan's just like, I didn't know Percy had a dog.
To be fair, you guys did see that his brother had a service dog.
Yeah.
That he somehow knew how to talk to. Actually, here's the thing. Considering Antonio was the one who saw a dog run off, what does Antonio do about that?
Yeah. Antonio, there's Puppo going wild on the TARDIS somewhere.
What happened with last time for him? He was being told that there is in fact not a dog. So at this point, he has just decided, you know what? I'm going to accept this. There are far more things that I could be worrying about right now. We can worry about the dog later.
Fair enough.
I see you're just laying on your bed under the heat lamp, just reading something, listening to the dog go nuts in the background.
Yeah, he's basically like, okay, he's basically just laying in bed, just kind of like slightly sprawled, eyes wide open, just staring at the ceiling, just like just thinking about the events and all that just happened, while also this dog is background noise.
The eye is trying to roll underneath the door, so every so often you'll just hear a thump. Thump. Thump.
That would actually get him up, and he would just hold on to it.
It doesn't appear happy, but it seems that holding it does appease its for wandering around for now.
Well, good, because it's not allowed to go anywhere. You're under hand arrest. It's not house arrest, it's
yes.
hand arrest.
Yes, holding the wet, squishy eyeball in your bare hands.
Like wet and squishy?
Not really, it feels more like glass, but
Yeah, because like in my thing, it's you considered it a gemstone, so I'm just like
A giant marble.
giant marble. Yes.
Oh, the dog's going nuts. I assume Jonathan's trying to work on inventing or reading
Heck,
or something.
okay, why not work on an invention? Maybe he has some sort of blueprint.
Yeah. Work on making more arrows.
Sure, how many arrows have I made though?
You haven't made any arrows.
Really?
You know
None of them?
You know about the existence of at least a couple of the crafting recipes. I think you've made like paint arrows. But
You've
that's
made a paint arrow and an EMP arrow.
Yep.
No regular arrows, so okay.
So, to all this madness and chaos of the dog going nuts in the distance, Jin, you'd eventually wake up. Everything
10,000
feels.
years can give you such a crick in the neck.
Perhaps after swallowing an eldritch whole, I'd assume that you feel like you're quite tired right now. Surprised you didn't turn into a monster.
What did I do? Wait.
You consumed a very large bit of tainted substance.
The thing that had eyeballs, right? There's a
Yes.
thing where. Okay. Yeah, all I remember is staring at somebody and then chugging it. I can't even remember whose face it was.
So it lured you into doing it? That's great. Word of advice, do not engage in psionics with such things.
It Jim just kind of looks at the floor and he's like recalling. He's like, yeah. I was reaching for it before I even noticed I was doing so.
On the bright side, I do have a test for you just to make sure of something. Can you follow me outside?
Sure.
Oh.
Jin, I guess he walks all right. Like he's definitely
he's
fine.
He's
All right,
definitely fine.
Then he gets up.
Until he steps outside. You guys are parked somewhere. It looks like one of the grassy fields. Probably you can't really tell. You're not somewhere in like the aisles. You wouldn't be able to tell exactly by looking at it because the areas look very similar. Above table, it's Scotland because I'm prepping the next scenario.
Yes.
But the it's a rare sunny day. For the entire time that you were in the UK doing performances, you didn't get any sunny days. So this is kind of like from what the locals have said, like a rare opportunity. But the thing about the sunlight, why the fuck does it burn?
Jen immediately like walks back into the door of the TARDIS out of the sunlight.
Yeah, you are covered in burns.
And I take it his skin is steaming right now.
Yep.
Jen's just kind of looking at himself and then just looks at Elijah with his jaws like wide open.
He just hands you a battery. Actually, a couple. I recommend keeping these around.
My phone doesn't need batteries.
It's not for the phone, it's to eat.
You can't. Jen's just looking at him like he's stupid.
Figure it out in time. Just you try not to get yourself killed. Sunscreen will protect your skin. I find that sun hats very useful.
So, what happened with the eldritch thing that I ate? Is it still in me? Did y'all get it out? Or what's happening?
It is a part of you. You can't just remove taint from someone. Once you're tainted, there's no going back. I suppose welcome to immortality and the wondrous life of vampirism. And
Holy shit!
I'm going to end it.
I literally just sent you a question like, holy fuck, did he turn into a vampire?
Ooh,
Oh!
how's it going there?
Wow. Okay. Okay.
It's a bit of a shorter session. I do apologize for that, but I am running out of material other than starting a new scenario. So, Jin,
No, sorry,
how
it's
does it
fine.
feel to join the Battery Eater Squad?
I'm less concerned about myself and more concerned about death.
Oh yeah, about the arrows.
Oh wait, fuck, that means that you actually are immortal then now, or ageless at least now, aren't you?
So,
Yeah, so
you
guess
do get
what?
the bonus that you heal incredibly fast, which is why you don't get temp HP. However, the downside to that is if you do die, the water will no longer work on you. You are too far gone for the water to work.
Oh, damn. At least I got to use it a couple
That
times,
is-
right, guys?
That is
Yeah.
that is unfortunate.
Yep.
I
So
was
what do y'all
gonna.
think?
Holy
Well,
fuck!
Honestly, that is the craziest thing that's ever happened so far. Jin straight up becoming a vampire.
quite the twist you have pulled us for.
It was either that or him being possessed by it and attempting to eat the eyeball, which I'm not going to do because, yeah. Or, because, like, Jin didn't want to, like, Misty didn't want to do because, well, the eyeball's Antonio's thing, and if it just gets eaten, that's kind of bad.
Yeah.
Which I can agree with.
Yeah, I think that would cause a lot of issues.
Oh, yeah.
Considering things that me and you have specifically talked about, that would cause a lot of issues for future scenarios that very much could happen.
Yep.
And if this next scenario is the one I think it is, this is gonna be interesting.
Yeah.
Y'all aren't ready for this. You guys get the...
I am!
Yeah. It's gonna be great, because Percy is now going to have the instinct to attack Jin like he does with Elijah.
Which is going to be pretty cool. It's going to be lit, actually. I can't wait.
Oh, what, you want me to bite your ass?
I mean, I want you to try.
Kinky.
No,
Yeah,
you
Percy
already
wanted to
know.
fuck Phantom, but fair.
So, what nobody knows, but I know, is, so, we all know that Jin is psionic, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, his limiter was just removed.
Oh boy!
Oh. Oh no!
That's right. That's fucking right. You guys, this could have gone a couple different ways. After talking to Hoos, we pretty much were like, this probably would fit everything the best. This would probably fit in well with everybody else. This would open up a new dynamic between Percy and Jen. This would, I don't even want to say what the other option was, but like, just know the choices were pretty fucking extreme.
Yeah, because the only other option I could have thought of was just flat out becoming a monster, like what happened with the thing that ate the Sphinx. Or possession, and I don't really want to go those routes. Also, I do have a plan for Jonathan to create some extra backstory within the next couple scenarios. So, you have been warned, that you're going to possibly get some character development whether you want to or not. So,
you can't run from backstory forever, bitch.
Yep.
You gotta do it eventually.
Especially not when the DM has weeping angels to weaponize.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Okay, who said I wanted to run from it? I want to make Jonathan a backstory. I just been very lazy.
Fair. Which is why I'm asking, are you okay with him aging, like, him living somewhere for, like, 40 years trying to, like, and having to live out real time to return to the party? This will make the character a lot older, but it may give you a chance to, like, figure out what happened with his life in between then and now.
That's fine, yeah.
Because I have, like, come up with the idea that, you know what, I can help with backstory with Weeping Angel. Maybe that'll assist in the matter of ideas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When it comes to stream, I'm gonna send y'all off to a favorite of mine, Massayanella. She's playing Splatoon 2. First time through story mode.
Can I
Have
say
fun.
something real quick?